Hi everyone, my name is Shivani and welcome to Happy Holi. Today, in continuation in our postpartum series, we are going to talk about hair care. This subject is very close to my heart because I love my hair like all women, and I especially was concerned, when people told me that during my pregnancy that enjoy your hair while you can because it's all going to fall out after your delivery. Okay, and if you are expecting and you have heard this, I am here to just encourage you a little bit that it needn't be the case. And of course, while a certain amount of hair loss is inevitable after childbirth because it's hormonal, but there are things that can be done to prevent excessive hair fall. I've had two babies in the last 2 years, and it has taken a toll on me physically, also on my hair. But there are a couple of tricks and tips that I applied during this time to ensure that the hair fall is minimal, and that I have done my best to control it. So without further ado, let me go ahead and just share some of these things with you, and let's get So I want you to imagine a scenario, right? Imagine you have an exam at some point in the future. Now, how well you do in that exam or how much you need to prepare for that exam depends on how you have been preparing for it throughout, right? If you have been preparing for it, chances are right before the paper, all you will need to do is brush up on the basics and you will sail right through. But if you haven't been preparing for it, well, you're going to have to do a little bit more work than others. Your hair post-pregnancy and childbirth is kind of like that. If you have been good to your hair before you conceived and during your pregnancies, you will have an easier time than others in managing your postpartum hair fall. What do I mean by having been good to your hair? Well, I mean being gentle with it in general, keeping it in least stressful hairstyles, oiling it once a week at least, following best practices like washing it less frequently, and of giving it space and letting it do its own thing while taking care of it. If you have been doing all of these things, well, congratulations, you've been on the right track, and the tips I'm going to give you are going to take your postpartum hair recovery to the next level. And if you haven't been doing them, no problem. You will just have to be more diligent than others in ensuring that you leave no stone unturned in your hair journey. The first hair care superstar is Amla or Indian gooseberry. All of us know Amla is really good for your hair. The challenge that typically we face is that how to consume it and how to maximize its nutritional impact on our body, right? So the easiest way that I found to consume amla is in the form of a sweet chutney. Basically, you chop up some raw amla, you cook it on the stove with some jaggery, and it gives you a very easy chutney and very easy to consume, very tasty. Otherwise, Chyawanprash is a great option as well, because if you read through the contents of Chyawanprash, after amla, the main ingredient is jaggery. So amla and jaggery together make a very potent combination. A quick tip here for you: try and consume your amla in whatever form you're having it. Try and consume it with the iron supplement that your doctor may have already recommended to you. In case you're not consuming an iron supplement in the form of a pill, try and have your amla with something that's rich in iron. And by the way, jaggery is very rich in iron, so that's why they marry very well together. Because amla being rich in vitamin C, it improves the iron content in your body and it has an amazing impact on your hair. So definitely incorporate amla. The second thing is almonds. Almonds are rich in a lot of good things. Again, we know that almonds are really good for you, so I'm not going to get into that. The easiest and the best way to consume almonds, again, is just soak them in water overnight, peel them and have them. Simple. If you do this on an empty stomach, they say it's even better for you. You can have it in the form of a laddu, you can do multiple things with it. The way that I really like to have it was in the form of an almond milk drink that I'm going to show you how I used to make at the end of the video. A quick tip here would be that try and consume plenty of almonds and try and consume the milk drink that I'm going to mention in your second trimester especially. That is because second trimester is really the time when your body can really use the essential fatty acids. Post delivery, try and consume your almonds in the form of a laddu, and that works really well as well. So as long as you're consuming your almonds, you're doing your hair a huge favor. The third superstar I'm going to talk about is sesame or til, the white til that you get in the market. Now sesame is very high in calcium, magnesium, zinc. It is just generally great for you, okay? It is great for your hair, it is great for your bone health, it keeps you warm, it keeps you calm. It is just really amazing, okay? The challenge with sesame typically is that how do you consume it, right? What is the best way to do it? And the easiest way that I found to consume sesame was that I would simply roast them for about a minute or two and just mix it with a little bit of sugar and just keep them by your bedside or by your study table and have it every day. Now the tip here is that don't kind of roast them till they become brown, because that is when they become bitter and they don't taste very good. So the idea is to roast them before they change color, but they start smelling good, and that takes literally 1 minute. So that is the easiest way to consume sesame seeds. Another way to get your sesame in is to use cold pressed sesame oil to oil your hair, and this is especially great in winters because sesame is really compatible with cold weather because it is a warming oil. So use it in winters, or you can even use it post delivery as it's warming and grounding. The next superstar I'm going to talk about is coconut. Now coconut is a godsend when it comes to having beautiful hair. If you live down south, you have an added advantage because you have this way of sneaking in coconut in your daily diets in some form or the other. If you live up north, the best way and the easiest way to get your coconut in is through a laddu or through using coconut oil. Now in a laddu format, basically you get one of those puja coconuts, and you grate them and you keep that in your freezer. It lasts forever and ever and ever. So it's a one-time activity and you don't have to repeat it every time. Now you can use this mixture and just have it just like that. You can mix it with some sugar. The best way to do it is in the form of a laddu, which anyway you have post pregnancy, right? So that is a great way to have it. During your pregnancy, you can have it just like that as a snack. Mix it with some peanuts. It tastes really good. If you're not going to go that route, then the easiest way to get that coconut in is through using coconut oil on your hair. Now a quick tip here for you is don't do this in winters because coconut oil is really good for you in summers because it's cooling in nature. So avoid using it in winters, otherwise you may get headaches. Also avoid it post delivery. Now for the drink that I was talking about, what you basically need is around 4 to 6 dates and around 6 to 8 almonds. You soak both of these separately overnight, and in the morning you just peel the dates, take the pits out of them, you just peel the almonds, put both of these in a blender, put some milk in, and there you go. It is literally the easiest 2-3 minute drink that you will ever make. It is really tasty and it is a very ojas building drink, meaning that this drink will improve your immunity. It will help you in myriad other ways apart from just helping your hair. Dates are anyway really good for you during your pregnancy, and it works really great as a mid-meal snack. So the hair care philosophy that I want you to contemplate is that it's kind of like a relationship, okay? In a relationship, you accept the other person the way they are, Similarly, try and accept your hair the way it is. If it's curly, let it be curly. If it's straight, let it be straight. Don't mess with the integrity or the structural formation of your hair if possible. I know this is hard to do, but try and let your hair be in its natural form as long as possible. The second thing is that, in a relationship, you give the other person, the best environment that they can really thrive in. Similarly, in your hair, try and give your hair a very compatible environment. What do I mean by that? I mean that give it good products, give it cold pressed oils, give it organic shampoo, give it, the most natural way for it to thrive. Protect your hair just like, you would protect your kids from undue stress. At the same time, you want to make them as strong as possible to withstand whatever unexpected setbacks hit them. Similarly, try and be very protective of your hair. At the same time, concentrate on making it very strong. Right after delivery, try and keep some oil in your hair. You know, that is anyway generally good for you. It's good for your hair. Try and keep little oil. Don't kind of go overboard in terms of oiling, but try and keep a little bit of oil in your hair. Don't wash it very often, even if you are sort of doing any external treatments, you know, and you think, okay, one day I'm going to put fenugreek in my hair, and the next day I'm going to kind of put eggs in my hair. And you know, all of this actually causes a lot of stress to your hair because you are putting things in it, you're washing it, you're drying it, and you know, it's kind of like, I want you to think about your favorite outfit or your favorite sweater, like a cashmere sweater, okay? You use it very gently, you don't wash it very often, you don't mess with it, you just kind of use it, gently wear it, and you kind of put it aside, right? So your hair is kind of like that. So try and come to a place where you're washing your hair once a week. It took me a very long time to train my hair to be this way, but you know, now I'm at a place where I wash my hair only once a week, and it's done my hair great favors. Like, there is so much less wear and tear than when I used to wash them 3 times a week. On wash day, when you do wash them, you need to be careful, especially if you have long hair, because long wet hair is prone to damage. So you know, you wash them, you towel dry them, don't rub them together, it'll create unnecessary friction. Try and get some sun and let your hair air dry as far as possible. So I hope you enjoyed the video today and you found it helpful, and please do comment and let me know if you have any thoughts, any questions on, you know, hair care, especially postpartum hair care. And if you have applied any tips, I will be so grateful if you could share them with me, and together we can embark on a happy hair journey post childbirth. So until the next time we meet, please take care and bye.